friends, welcome to my channel Chic and Savvy, where we talk about all things relating to planning and budgeting. My name is Carissa, and today we will be budgeting my second paycheck for the month of September. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, I was supposed to fill this out and I never did, so that's on me. But I know what I'm gonna write in here, so I'll kind of just review that. So this month, me and my husband are going to focus on paying down our travel credit card. So our goal is to pay down the credit card and get it to $1,500. That is what we would like it to be, and hopefully that'll have a good impact on his credit score. So that is our main goal. Our second goal is going to be to stay within our budget and not overspend. So that is on eating out. That is on overspending, anything like that. We've been doing pretty well, but we could be better. So that is something that we want to rein in. And then the third goal is to throw any additional money towards debt or towards the house fund. So we are really trying to push and get our debts squared away and get our credit scores up. So that way we would only have to focus on saving for the house. So those are our goals for September. And I have a feeling they're gonna go by, it's gonna go by super fast. So we're like, for example, we're already budgeting the second paycheck. So we're already basically like halfway through, which is insane, but it's just how the chips fall. So that is the goals we are gonna focus on this month. Now let's update our calendar. So I'm going to cross out because I didn't update this last week. So let me just cross these days off. Okay. So we are budgeting for our second paycheck of the month. And for most of you, this might be the first paycheck of the month, but just because of the way the paydays fall and how we planned them out, this is our second paycheck. So our first paycheck was on the 29th of August. That is what we considered our first paycheck of September. So if you don't know how my bill calendar works, I write out all of my paydays and all of my bills, and then I color code my pay dates to be a certain color. And then I color in the bills that I'm gonna pay with that payday. So for example, the first paycheck is this light green. Any bill in this light green is what I used this paycheck to pay for. So this week is this light tan color, and any bill that you see in this tan color is what we are gonna use this paycheck to pay for. So let's go ahead and get our sheets that we need. So we are going to need our paycheck planner sheet and our cash envelope breakdown sheet. And so we'll put this here. This payday is for the 4th, so that is what we're going to write in. And I make these sheets myself on Canva. And I just took inspiration from a lot of different sheets that are out there. I just wanted something that I could personally manipulate that would fit me and my budget. But you can find these types of sheets. A lot of different people sell them, and you could also just do it on a piece of paper. So me and my husband use a zero-based budget. So we allocate every single dollar to a category. So at the end of the budget, you should be left with zero. And we also use the cash envelope stuffing method for our sinking funds. We don't do it for our bills just because I find it easier to leave the money in the account and then just pay it immediately once we get paid. That's what works for me, but whatever works for you, do what is gonna help you get your finances on track. So let's go ahead and review this sheet really quick. So the first section is income. This is any income that you are gonna get for the week. You would list it here. Go ahead and write in our income. So this payday is my paycheck. So we are going to write my estimated income. And the number that we are going to use is $1,375. So the next section is our fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are any expenses that you have that are on your bill calendar, things that you have to pay for that are a fixed amount that come out every single month. So that could be your rent, your mortgage, your water bill, gas bill, electric bill, your car payment, your phone bill, your credit cards, anything like that would be a fixed expense. I separate out my debt because I like to have it all in one section. But that would be considered a fixed expense. So you could either include it here or you could separate it out. That's just what I do. So this week we are paying for anything in this tan color. So UNISA is a debt, so we'll wait to put that on the other side. We have the PlayStation Plus subscription. And Canva Pro. We have PenFed, that's a debt. My husband's student loan, that's a debt. Credit One is a debt, and then Cox Wi-Fi. So PlayStation is going to be $20. Canva Pro is $15, and Cox is $80. So that is $115. Now let's go ahead and move to our debt. So for debt, we have UNISA. We have PenFed. We have my husband's student loan. And we have Credit One. Okay, so for UNISA, this is $195. PenFed is $100. My husband's student loan is $53. And Credit One, so this is a credit card that we have paid off, but there is an annual fee associated with it, but they charge us monthly for the annual fee. So that is $8. So let's get our calculator and calculate this. So 195, 100, 53, 8. That is 356. Perfect. Now let's flip back over and let's get rid of this for a second. The next section is our variable expenses. So variable expenses are any bills that you still have, but they can vary in amount. So these are like your groceries, your spending money, your fun money, household money, anything like that that still needs to be budgeted for, but they're not a bill that you're like paying to somebody. And so you can manipulate what these amounts are. So for us, this looks a little different because me and my husband do live with my parents and we don't budget for the typical things that you would. So the things that we account for are, we do pay my parents, we do pay our moms, and my husband's spending money, my spending money, and then gas, eating out, fun money, donation, my husband's lunches, and we are also going to budget for, this was going to stop, but we are going to do this, this is the last month we're going to do it, is my husband's extra money. So I get extra self-care money and then he gets extra money to spend on whatever he wants. I think before we were calling this Tony's habit, but we're just gonna call it extra. So my parents, we give them $250 a week. For our moms, we give $50. My husband's spending gets $30. My spending gets $30. Gas gets $50. Eating out gets $30. Fun money gets $30. Donations gets $5. My husband's lunches gets $30, and his extra money is $30. So let's go ahead and add that up. So we have $250, 50, 30, 30, 50, 30, 35, 30, 30. So 535. Perfect. So now that we have all of our sections filled out, now we can determine how much money we have left over to put towards savings and our sinking funds. So we're gonna take our income, we're gonna subtract fixed expenses, variable expenses, and debt. And that is gonna leave us with how much we have left over to put towards savings. Perfect. So now we know what we can do with this money. So if you're at this point in your budget and you have leftover money, you can determine what you want to do with that money. If you want to just throw all that to an extra debt payment, if you just want to throw all of that into a savings account, if you want to invest some of it, save some of it, this is where it's up to you. But if you get to this point and this money is like $5, or if you get to this point and this amount is negative, that means that you need to look at your budget and see what you can do to change it in order to not make yourself go into the negative. There might just need to be some life adjustments you need to make. So we already know what categories we are going to save for. So let me write them in here. So we are going to do checking cushion, extra debt, future family, car maintenance, our savings challenge, our Saveopoly challenge, our monthly challenge. We're gonna do subscriptions, gifts, travel, Christmas, and haircuts. So those are the sinking funds and savings challenges that we are going to throw this money towards this week. So first, let's go ahead and grab our Saveopoly challenge, since that is something that we have to roll the dice and we don't know what that amount is going to be. So last week we got the railroad for $25. And so let's go ahead and roll and see what we get. We got 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got $1. I don't know. Oh, I have had it once. I'm like, have I ever hit $1? I did one time. So let's make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, $1. So sometimes that's what I like about this challenge. Sometimes you'll hit like a big amount, the next week you'll hit a small amount. In the end, it all is coming up to save a certain amount. But it's nice to have like a break with that sometimes. And I like not knowing. That's what makes it fun. And that's why I love this challenge. So I get this from the LittleBirdieCanada. You can find it on her Etsy shop. But look how far we are. We only have a little bit left, guys, until the end of the year. And that's just crazy. So that is $1. Perfect. So let's get our calculator back. Minus $1. Checking cushion is going to get its usual 5. And let's see. I think we did $10 for our monthly last time. So let's go ahead and do 15. Our savings challenge is going to get 10. Car maintenance will do 10. Future family will do 5. Subscriptions will do 10. Gifts will also do 10. Travel will do 5. Christmas, we'll do 5. Haircuts, we will do 10. So we have $283 left, and I want to throw all of it into the extra debt because we're really trying to hit that hard to get our payment down to $1,500 and to pay $1,500. So I'm going to do $280, so that means we have $3 left. So this should be $366 because we had a leftover of $369. Perfect. So I know this isn't very exciting. I know I could split this $280 into a bunch of different categories, but this is what we are putting our money towards right now. And this is just real life, guys. We have a goal in mind. We want to buy a house and we need to pay off our debt to get our credit scores up so we can qualify for a loan and get a better rate. So this is what we are choosing to save our money towards. So that is all done. Now we can go to our cash envelope breakdown. And this is used to determine what denominations we need to get from the bank. So the categories here are any categories that you are going to cash stuff. So we cash stuff the items in my wallet, and that is my spending, eating out, fun money, and donations. So these categories are used by me and my husband. We just keep it in my wallet because we usually do all these things together and it's just easier. So for spending, I budget $30 for myself, but I do $20 and I leave it in my checking, and then $10 is in cash because I do like to online shop for a majority of the stuff that I buy. So we're going to do 10, and then these ones were 30, and then donations was 5. And then now we can write out all of these except for our checking cushion because that just stays in our checking account. And we just use that for anything that we need. If like we are missing, or not missing, if we need a little extra money for something, we just pull it from our checking cushion and we use that money for a little bit of extra. So we have extra debt, and that was $280. We have future family. So this part's going to be a little bit repetitive. I'll try to do it quick. I usually cut this part out, but I'll just leave it in to show you guys what the process is truly like. We have our monthly. So our monthly challenge is in 5s. And then subscriptions. Gifts. Travel. Christmas. And haircuts. Perfect. So let's go ahead and add this up. So this number over here was $366, but we're going to subtract 5 for our checking cushion. And then we're going to add in our wallet items. So 10, 30, 30, and 5. So $436. I feel like my number is usually the same, and that's on purpose because I like to try to save somewhat of the same amount each time. That's why I spread my bills out and I pay them kind of randomly. So that way my money is coming to the same amount every week for the most part. So now we can go over here and determine what bills we need to take out for each category. So for my spending, I like to just take out a $10 bill. Eating out, we're going to do a 20 and a 10. Fun times, we're going to do a 20 and a 10. Donations, we're going to do a 5. Extra debt is $280. So we are going to do $200 bills, a 50, a 20, and a 10. 50, 60, 70, 80. Yes. Future family is going to get 5. Car maintenance is going to get 10. Savings is going to get 10. Saveopoly is going to get a 1. Monthly is going to get 3 5s since this is a $5 challenge. Subscriptions is going to get 10. Gifts is going to get 10. Travel is 5. Christmas is 5. And haircuts is going to get 10. Perfect. So now we come down here and we can determine how much of each denomination we need. So ones, we have 1 for $1. 5s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is $35. 10s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for $90. 20s, we have 1, 2, 3 for $60. 50s, we have 1 for $50. And 100s, we have 2 for $200. All right, so now we can go across and see how many actual bills we're gonna have. So 10, 20, 23. And then this value should equal our total. So we have 1, 35, 90, 60, 50, 200. Oops, we got 100 too many. So 1, 35, 90, 60, 50. Oh, okay. I think I just entered it in wrong. Perfect. So our numbers match, which is always great. So now we can fill in our bank slip. I used to use just a sticky note, but I actually found this from when I used to cash stuff a million years ago. And I thought I'd start using it again. For hundreds, we're going to get 2, and that is 200. 50s, we're going to get 1, and that is 50. 20s, we're going to get 3, and that is 60. 10s, we're going to get 9, and that's 90. 5s, we're going to get 7, and that's 35. And 1s is 1. And our total should be 436. Ugh, Sharpie smells so gross. Okay. Perfect. We are all good to go. So I'm just going to take this to the bank, get out the denominations that I need, and then we are all ready to stuff our wallet and our binders for the week. But I want to thank you all for being by my side throughout this journey, and I can't wait to see where life takes us. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, friends.